Hey everybody, and welcome to Python string replacement. So a few people are wondering how this works. So we have this string with number 1 in it here, and what we want to do is replace them with a letter I. So the way this works is we use this find command on the variable str. So here's the variable str. It contains this string. So we use the find command to find the first instance of this string 1. So it's gonna look one at a time through all the characters of the string, and if it finds one, it's gonna return the position of that. So you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to remove that. And I'm going to put it in Notepad++. Save it for later. All right. So I'm going to print what it finds. So prints out the number 2 here on the right hand side. You can see the number 2. Okay. If I put a bunch of letters in front of it, it prints out 13. So this number 1 now is at the 13th. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Remember, it starts at 0. Okay. So now that we have that position, how do we replace it with the letter I? Well, one thing we could do, because we know it's 13, is say str, tricky here, equals I, right? Shouldn't that work? Let's try it. Oh, we can't do it that way. You cannot change a string once you've set it like that. It doesn't work. All right, so what we really need to do is say, all right, let's get th, and let's get this is a string, right? And then put an I between them. Let's make a new string with those parts. All right, so we'll use the same variable, why not? We're going to say from 0 up to 2, because that's where this is, 0, 1, 2, right? Plus the letter I, plus the string from 3 until the end. How do we know what the end is? Well, we can just use the length of the string, because no matter how long it is, that's going to be the last character. That's the easiest way to do it. We could count all of them, but that would just be annoying, and we'd have to change it every time we change the string. So this way, we know that it will go to the end. Sorry, it should be str, not string. Okay, so let's try it now. Whoa! So we got the first number 1 here replaced with an I, just by doing from 0 to 2 plus I, and then from 3 to the end. So we split the string up around the 1 and put the I in the middle. Okay? So I mean, that's nice and all, but we don't know, like, it's not going to work, right, with that string, right? That's going to replace something else with an I, because the number 1 is no longer at position 2, right? So what we really want to do is replace it based on this variable here, right? Find the number 1, store that position in the POS variable, So we can just say POS here, right? Because we want it from the very first character all the way up to position of number 1. Then we print I, and then we go from the position of that number 1 plus 1, right? We don't want to include number 1 anymore. We want to go to the next character all the way to the end. So this is going to be TH. This is going to be I, obviously, and this is going to be this is a string. So let's try it now. Awesome. So here, let me print that out for you just so it's totally clear. Print str0 to the position, print I, oops, print str from position plus 1 all the way to the end. Okay. So now you can see what is joining together. It's joining TH, I instead of 1, and is a string. So that's how the replacement works, but hey, wait a minute, there's still one more 1 in there. In fact, there could be a lot of 1s in there, right? So how do we get it so it does all the 1s? Well, we need a while loop, right? What if it doesn't find a 1 at all? What does find return? Like, say, instead of number 1, we're looking for number 9, right? There's no 9s in that string, so what does, if we look for, if we're trying to find 9, it should return something. What does it return? -1. So we can use that fact to our advantage, and we can say while position is greater than equal to 0. Why do we say that? Because as long as this position is greater than or equal to 0, that means it found a 1. So as long as it keeps finding 1s, we want to replace them. So if we put this in our while loop, it's going to say, as long as the position is greater than or equal to 0, make the string equal to the string up to that position, the letter I, and the string after that position. We're going to have a problem here if we try to run it, though. Let's see what happens. Nothing's happening. Actually, a lot's happening. It's running this over and over and over and over and over again. Why is that? Because we never update pause. We got pause up here. We found the first 1. We replaced that 1, but we never look for the next one. So it's constantly just trying to replace the same thing over and over and over again. So what we need to do is, inside the loop, replace the 1 we have, find the next pause. All right? So let's print what happens if we do that. All right, so the first time it was number 2, we replaced that 1, then we find the next one, and now pause is 13. So that's this one. It's this number 1 up here is at position 13. Is that greater than or equal to 0? Yes. Okay, so do the replacement with pause equal to 13 now. Now we try to find the next one, and there are none. So it returns -1, which means didn't find it. Prints it, goes back to the while loop and says, wait a minute, pause is no longer greater than or equal to 0. So jump out and print the string. So if we run it, you can see it replaces it. The first one finds the next one, replaces it, doesn't find any, which makes pause -1, jumps out of the while loop and prints it. So it'll work for as many ones as you want to put in there. It'll just keep doing it until it can't find one and then prints out the string. I hope that helps.